Hello everyone and welcome back to Adam's Journey! Yay! So, thing is, I got the ending where they just been friends, but I want something more of them. So in this first video, I don't know if I will actually, how should I say? I don't know if I actually will, if this video will be together, or I make separate video. But in this video, I will go and go for Ilmari, yay! Because in the last playthrough of this game, it was kind of, even though it was in the middle, it was kind of getting closer to, Kerr, and I mean, you can't blame me because I really loved Kerr. He was seriously like my sweetheart, and let's hope that in this game I will try at least to get it. If not, then well, shucks. Yep, we'll go through to chapter 4 immediately. I'll check on Ilmari. We already seen this, so I will. So, yay! It did things. They're doing things. So, in this one, we're gonna do things. So, so we did this. Aureli immediately jumped on this one, thinking it was a crucial quest. She was disappointed when it turned out to be a child missing a cat, but was determined to help no matter how big or small the task. We looked all over and found the cat stuck in a tree, which was easily retrieved. Just as I was about to assume that he was secretly an animal lover, her heart it scratched him, and he returned to the tree. Aureli ended up saving the cat since Kara refused to go near it again. The child was happy to get his pet back. I find having kind attachment to their pets rather fascinating. Then we need to get this one. By the way, I actually looked through, the walkthrough to see what did I miss or something like that. And I kind of had an idea that this is because of these things, but since I didn't know which things, so cat or nightshades. Humankind seems to possess immense knowledge about plants, nearly rivaling our own. We were able to find the required herbs easily, until Kerr taunted some wolves. Sometimes I can't decide who loves the thrill of battle more, Aureli or Kerr. They got into a fight over who defeated the most beasts afterwards too. I really had fun though. It's rare I get to walk around and see land of flora. Go fishing. I never had the patience for fishing, and this task nearly took us all day. While Ilmari was watching the bait, Kerr thought it would be hilarious to push him into the river. We learned that Ilmari couldn't swim in his heaven kind of form, and Kerr learned how far Ilmari's neck can extend from shore when he's in dragon form. Ilmari decided it was faster that he just found the fishing on his own. I had to show him not to bother the boats, though. He seemed to enjoy this mission a lot. Yay! Will we see Ilmari? I stood in front of a board, scanning various jobs, posting as usual. Kerr and Molly were standing behind me, also examining the board. Yes! Although they were probably trying to assist me, I knew they would be of no actual help. Neither of them could read, and Kerr simply picked our postings on a whim. What about this one? That's a battle tournament. I'm not going to do it. A shame. I think this sounds rather entertaining. What about this one? He tapped the one beside the first posting he suggested. I glanced up and noticed the writing was identical, save from an additional request for yet another tournament participant at the bottom. It's the same one. No, it's not. This is a different one. Anyway, slim pickings this week. Oh, there's another herb gathering one. Kerr groaned and looked at me resentfully. I didn't mind those too much. Well, until we ran into that pack of wolves during the last one. Can we do something more within the town?
Right.
True, let's do that, Ilmari. Okay, I choose this one, and no objections. What is it? Delivering some donated books to the library. I just have to pick up them first. Books, you don't like those. I wouldn't say I dislike them, I've never been a big reader. Anyway, I'll let the receptionist know and we'll be on our way. Kerr shrugged apathetically.
I don't care.
I'll pause on this one. Sweetie. Suit yourself, you're simply prolonging your being stuck in a heaven kind of form. Ilmari, let's go. I think it'll be a nice trip for us at least. Kerr, I trust that you'll be fine on your own. He scoffed and tapped his hip crossly. Yes, I've been in Oliver long enough. I'm not a hatchling. Take care then. We'll see you there later. After I had notified the receptionist, we soon arrived at the pickup location for the donations. An elderly woman with a cane gestured to a wagon full of books in various conditions, and I thanked her as I wheeled it out onto the street. I paused when I noticed Ilmari hovering by the pile, reaching out a hand as if he wanted to examine one. I gave him a nod and he curiously opened the book, then turned it around multiple times as he peered at the writing.
I have a question.
How do these things work anyway? Whenever you decide on a job posting, it's as if all the information is magically linked to you and you gain the knowledge. Are these some sort of spells? I laughed and shook my head. No, it's nothing that amazing. If you know how to read, you can understand what's written. If you want, I can teach you.
That is so amazing.
Really? He hugged the book close and beamed neatly. I'd like that. Come on, I think you'll love the library. It's full of these things. Oh yeah, but you're not allowed to talk inside, so we'll have to be quiet. His face fell. Oh, I'll probably have a lot of questions. Inside the library, even I stood agape beside Ilmari. I'd never seen so many rows upon rows of endless shelves in one building before. Sensing Ilmari's eagerness to explore the library, I delivered the wagon to the receptionist as swiftly as I could. Once I received the slip stating I had completed the errand, I quickened my pace and followed Ilmari. He grinned as we walked side by side down one of the aisles. As I scanned some of the titles, I realized we were in the history section. Ilmari looked ready to burst with a million questions, and I recalled what I'd said earlier. You can't talk, just in a soft voice. He appeared relieved and exhaled deeply. It looks like anyone is allowed in the library. Yeah, anyone can enter and borrow some books. Borrow? You can take a book, but you have to return it to the library since it's theirs. That way more people can enjoy reading the same book later.
Wow.
Ilmari's eyes lit up, and he started pulling random books off the shelves. I extended a hand to stop him. Just a few, you can only take a few. Oh. He picked one out, and I led him to one of the tables. After we sat down, he opened the book in the middle, pushed it between us, beamed at me expectantly. Can you read this to me? Sure, let's see. This covered agriculture. Boring.
I'm not sure.
With a gradual accumulation of investment in technical amelioration. As I stammered over the more difficult words, Ilmari poked at the page in disenchantment. You can't read it either? His disappointed face was utterly heart-turning, and I felt I'd fail him. I shot up from my chair fervently.
Let's do this.
I can! Immediately receiving a wave of hushes, I lowered my mouse and sat down and checked him.
Sorry about that.
It's just, you picked a high-level book. I would need a dictionary to understand this confusing mess. What's a dictionary? It's a book that explains what a word means and how to pronounce it.
Wow.
That sounds like it would be useful if I could read it. Will you read that to me instead?
I'm not sure.
I don't know if I'd want to read an entire dictionary. Seeing Ilmari's face falter caused me to rethink my answer, and I scrambled for an alternative. If you want, I can pick a book aimed at people learning to read, along with the dictionary to help you. It'll be easier. That seemed to cheer him up. Instead of picking a historical book, I settled for a children's book full of beautiful illustrations. It contained tales of tales of knights, curses, epic journeys, and true love, and more knights. I showed him the cover, and Ilmari's eyes lowered at the image of the majestic knight. He gave me a meaningful smile.
Of course.
Of course. What? There's other stuff in this book too. He chuckled but nodded at the selection. After I checked out the fairy tale book and dictionary, we headed to the garden outside of Argent Valere Guild and plopped down on one of the benches. Brushing some autumn leaves away, we settled against the seat. I tucked my knees to the side while Ilmari sat beside me and supported the book. I leaned in so I could extend my hand to indicate which word was sounding out. Ilmari carefully held the book in place.
Right.
The night and the ill-fated forest. Once upon a time. Fortunately, many of the stories were short and sweet, with repetitive words that Ilmari soon began to pick up and comprehend on his own. The accompanying illustrations helped clarifying objects or items that he was not familiar with. Kiss of true love broke the spell, and they lived happily ever after. Ilmari's fingers brushed the image of two lovers in sweet embrace.
I have a question.
Is this something only expressed by people in love, kissing? And can it really break spells? I laughed. No, kissing doesn't do anything magical like that. It's just an intimate gesture that has a lot of positive meanings associated with it. So the stories like to use it symbolically. What about friends?
I have another question.
What about friends and family members? Do they kiss too? I scratched the back of my head, puzzling over how to answer. Maybe not on the lips, but a kiss on the cheek or forehead. I could feel my cheeks grow warm as I wondered how to divert the conversation. I wasn't even sure if my answer was correct. It was from what I've observed growing up in Berry. My eyes darted to the closed book beside my knees. Ah, look, a dictionary. We completely forgot about us. The first book was pretty short, so I think I have enough energy for this. I absentmindedly rubbed one eye and opened the dictionary to the first page. You got to be kidding. Why is the definition for A so long? It's one letter. At least it'll be an easy word for me to remember. Okay then, A is used to refer, lava. Soon Ilmari was supporting me while I dropped on, my head nodding off and my eyes drooping. I covered my mouth as I muffled a yawn. Sweeties, they're so sweet. When I came to, I blinked and felt something warm against my side and shoulder. My head was nestled against someone. I quickly glanced up. Ilmari was gazing down at the fairy tale book, but glanced at me when he felt me stirring. I sat up and rubbing my face. I gave us some distance, but it was close enough that my elbow still grazed at the sleeve.
Sorry about
Did I fall asleep? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. It's fine, I don't mind. I hope I didn't wake you. I tried not to move so much. Shyly, he fiddled with the corner of the paper. No, I woke up normally. Were you attempting to read this the whole time? Yeah, at the best though, I can only recognize Once Upon a Time and they lived happily ever after. He grinned and I chuckled, glancing down at the illustrations of the knights fighting a monstrous wolf. I muffled a yawn, fighting off my sleepiness. If you're still tired, you can remain here. You sure? I don't want to impose on or bother you.
I promise.
You won't, honest. A blush crept up his cheeks as he leaned in his forehead, nudging against mine tenderly. The gesture confused me, but I reckoned this was something done between Dragonkite and did not comment. I leaned against him again, allowing my head to rest on his shoulder. He was so warm and comforting, and it reminded me of the first time we were shoulder to shoulder back in Berry. It was different now, though. It felt more caring and familiar, like it was right for him to be by my side.
Thanks.
If you say so. Thanks, Ilmari. I lazily listened to him half mumble out words as he read aloud, and I eventually fell asleep once again. Oh my gosh, they're sweet! Oh my gosh, they're so sweet! I just hope! Let me just hope! The bonds we share. Now, let's hope that this was the right choice and I did a good thing. Let's see. Yeah, we did this, we did this, we did this, we did this, yes. Oh, sweetie. Was I asleep? Wait! Oops! Oh my gosh, I accidentally said bless you in Latvian, I'm sorry. God damn it. Yay! We got it! Okay. Kara's a good friend, Ilmari. I smiled as I gazed up on Ilmari's sleeping face. He looked tranquil and at peace. For someone that appeared reserved and meek, he had a lot of enthusiasm for learning. His passion was admirable, and I was thankful for his meditating between me and Kerr. I wasn't sure when it had happened, but Ilmari had become someone extremely important to me. I guess I can remain here for a few more minutes. You're such a sweetie. Let's see if this changed anything. Let's hope this changed everything. We'll see. Like, from what I've seen, like here, wait. No, wrong thing. This one. Skip scene messages. Okay, yep. So we'll do this. Yeah. The bushes beside me rustled, and I automatically drew my sword and pointed at the leaves. I heard a smile crash of bushes. Your reflexes are scary. It's just me. I blinked and lowered my sword. Ilmari crawled out from under the bush and grumbled, brushing dirt off his clothes indignantly. I should have expected. I seated my sword. Sorry about that. Sorry, Ilmari. Instinct. How did you find me anyway? You were scared. We just asked how to get to Norwell. The only one main road here is keeping an eye on the carriage. So the note didn't work.
What?
Note? Never mind. Were you able to see what the contents were? I shook my head in disappointment. No, and I've been trying all day. I'm surrounded by 9 people, 7 of them armed. I agree it wouldn't be easy. If only there was some sort of distraction. I chilled off and we contemplated for a moment. Ilmari folded his arms thoughtfully. A peaceful method. I agree. Crow would likely want to seize the box by force, but we don't even know if it contains dragon remains.
I'd rather not.
I'd rather avoid an ambush too. Any magic you could use?
Of course.
I can create fog or mist. It'll limit their vision and should give you the opportunity to sneak peek. And if the box really does contain dragon remains? Ilmari clasped his hands together, appearing rather conflicted. We'll take it. However, that means your mission. I took out my badge and glanced at the key I'd see letters before showing it back into my pocket.
Yeah.
It's fine. It'll be just a minor setback. Right now, this is more important. Touched, Ilmari beamed delightedly.
Thank you.
And I knew I could count on you, Orly. He grasped my hands and gave me a gentle headbutt. Then he turned, looking warningly in the direction of the carriage. They're gathering again. You should return. I'll inform Kara of the plan and set up a trap. I'll try to discourage him with making any rash decisions. Thank you. Be careful. You too. I immediately jogged back and took my position beside the horses. Got it. Yay! Things happen! Come on, the curse thing. Oh, we did things! Yay! We were passing through the birch forest near Berry, and I was leaning against Ilmari's shoulder. Kerr was sitting across from us, his arms folded casually. Yeah, I'm up. What were you two discussing?
Well...
No. I kicked his boot and... Hi, I'm Orlin. Ow. I hit his boot and grumbled. I deny all that. Mari found the whole thing amusing. Of course. Mari leaned in one hand holding my shoulder steady while the other hovered over my torso.
Are you okay?
Are you alive? I can't speak today. Shh. Don't question it. Sorry, guys. I had a driver issue an apology and I sunk down until my back was against the frame. Yeah, that startled me. I looked at Ilmari and realized how close our faces were. I could feel the heat rise to my cheeks. Kurt cleared his throat and to disperse that awkwardness. Ilmari hastily moved his arms and we averted ours as we inched apart. Ilmari informed me that you're frightened by earthquakes. What caused it? Well, don't feel like you have to answer us. Sweetie, don't... I like my sweetie. I'm sorry, Ilmari, but sweetie. Okay. Let's go through everything. I found Kerry resting a wall outside my house. Surprise with itself from my strong point. But it wasn't surprising at all. I heard you stomping. I was not stomping. He nuzzled my neck and I tensed up briefly. However, I slowly allowed myself to relax when I realized it was a friendly gesture. He stopped moving and I could feel his breath on my neck.
Leave it to me.
When I returned, I promised to learn how to master that transformation spell. That way I can see you again. Oh, sweet! He's my sweetie. It departed on a high note. Now I just had to find Ilmari. Damn it! That's why! That's what happened! So Kara and I were so close! We're so close to being together! Damn it all! Ilmari was settled by one of the apple trees, its orange leaves visible even in the dark. Yeah. Oh, Orly, there has been something on my mind for a while and I've always wanted to ask. Yes? When you, fell asleep while we were reading, your head nuzzled my neck. Oh, no! I guess you don't know what that means to dragonkind. I shook my head. It's something we do when we are very close to someone. It can be viewed as something between cherished friends or even lovers. That's why I wanted to know if there was something behind that action, but since you had no idea, I grabbed Ilmari's hand wanting to clear the confusion up.
Oh,
yes.
Sorry about that.
I had no idea and I'm sorry it sent mixed messages. However, even if I'd known, I probably would have done it anyway. Ilmari, you're someone extremely important to me. I can't really say how much, but it's different from friendship. Ilmari nodded repeatedly. I feel the same way. I didn't want to say anything, but I'm glad to know it's mutual. He leaned in tenderly, then meekly withdrew, flashing furiously. That book, when you told me about kissing... Oh god. Is it alright if I kiss you on a lips? God damn it. Oh, don't blush. I could feel my cheeks grow warm and I merely nodded. The kiss was gentle and warm, filled with only tenderness. When we parted, Ilmari's shoulders were quivering. He threw his arms around me, pulling me close as he buried his head into my shoulder. This isn't fair. I'm the most wonderful person that now I have to return. I rubbed his back, my fingers combing through his hair. I'm sorry. I never meant this to happen. He frantically shook his head against me. I don't regret this. If I knew I would feel this way for you, I would have done it anyway. I would have done it 1,000 times over. I cherish you so much, Shirley. I can't thank you enough for everything. These memories will stay with me forever. Forever? Do you plan to see me again? Right?
I promise.
I promise. I can't say how soon, but I'll do everything I can.
Thanks.
Thank you. He raised his face and gently nudged my forehead with his. Remained there for a few moments before I reluctantly stepped away. I grabbed the discarded blanket, intending to return home. It's getting late, and we have a big day ahead of us tomorrow. Startled, Ilmari raised his hands and pleadingly looked at me. You're not staying? He looked so forlorn that my heart lurched at the sight.
Oh, sorry about that.
I'm sorry. Heavenkind usually don't spend the night together. Even if you feel this strongly about someone, it's different then, but I would be uncomfortable staying.
I'm sorry.
Sorry if I make you feel that way. It's not your fault, Ilmari. To comfort him, I draped the blanket over his shoulders. I'll see you in the morning. He clutched the fabric and held it close.
Of course.
Right. I'll see you in the morning. As I walked away, each step became harder to take and I eventually glanced back. Ilmari was standing there. With the grey blanket, he now resembled a perched rain cloud. My heartstrings were being tugged. I can't leave him. I paused there in between, turning back or continuing ahead. It was then I felt something warm grasp my hand. Ilmari's fingers intertwined with mine. He gave me a soothing smile. Is it alright if I remain by your side? I promise I won't do anything to make you nervous. Convinced, I gently tugged his hand.
Yeah.
You can stay here with me, just for tonight. He nodded gleefully.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I know the customs are different between Heavenkind and Dragonkind, and I tried my best to respect them. It's fine. I think we can compromise. After all, this will be our last night together, for a while anyway. He followed me willingly and amenably stayed quiet as I tiptoed back to my bedroom. I feel like I'm doing something improper. Why are you thinking like that? Of course not. However, I calmed down when I saw Ilmari flitting around the room, interested in the furniture and possessions I had. Why was I so anxious around him in the first place? He placed the blanket down and moved to one side of the room.
I have a question.
What is this? It's similar to what I've seen downstairs. It's a drawer. And that? Just a shelf. He approached me, the furniture, and picked up the sole book I owned. You actually have one. Surprise, I do read a little. What's this book about? A Night Code of Conduct. Ilmari's shoulders slumped as he returned the book.
I'm sorry.
It really was important to you, wasn't it? Admit I feel a little hollow after all that. It's what driven me for most of my life. However, I still value the virtues and the ideals knights represent. I'll find a new dream. I've already been thinking about some things anyway. You'll be striving to bridge a relationship between Dragonkind and Heavenkind. I think that's important. I'd like to to eventually help. Be a diplomat, was it? That's a heaven-kind term. So I'm sorry, politics aren't my strong point. I sat on a bed which Ilmari approached curiously. And this? Alright, you never stayed at an inn. This is where heaven-kind sleep. I started over and picked up the blanket that had been discarded on the floor. As I crawled into bed, my thoughts turned to figuring out where Ilmari would stay. My nerves had not mentally prepared for sharing the same bed. Maybe if I gave him the blanket... He seemed to have sensed my disquietude and constantly knelt down beside the bed, avoiding resting on the mattress. Is this acceptable? I rolled over so he can hold my hand and he placed his chin next to the pillow.
Yeah.
Yes, this arrangement works. As I closed my eyes, I could feel Ilmari giving my hand a tender squeeze. Is there a difference between sleeping upright and lying down? You were comfortable being close when you fell asleep on the bench. I scrunched my eyelids. Panicked that topic too. I could hear Ilmari let out a small groan, obviously unhappy with even more restrictions. Right. I could feel my hair being pushed back with his other hand, and his finger raised my braid. I'm sorry I never said this earlier, but I think your braid is cute too. Oh, you said something from the first time. Oh, sweetie. Okay. We're similar in a lot of ways, aren't we? I giggled and opened my eyes, but instead of wearing a gentle expression, Ilmari looked downcast. Even so, we're still too different. He withdrew his arm and touched his ear, which twitched slightly. As much as I wish it, I'm not heaven-kind. Maybe we shouldn't encourage these type of feelings after all. I want you to live your life, find someone else that can be devoted to you, even start your own family if you desire. He blushed and awkwardly glanced away as he was wrestling with conflicted notions. I could see where he was coming from, but it was still painful to hear. Always the responsible one, Ilmari. However, my stubbornness wasn't going to accept it, and I knew Ilmari was only trying to think of me. I think we can make this work. We'll find a way. He shied away from my determined face as he struggled to respond. Well, as a dragonkind, I'm not sure if I'd be able to make you happy. I tightened my grip on his hands. What about me? Didn't I make you happy?
Of course.
Of course you did. I've always enjoyed spending time with you. And you've done the same for me. Have a little more confidence in yourself. It won't change in the future, promise. But I pressed my lips against his, wanting to convey my affection with another approach. He tensed up against the contact and then gradually relaxed as he responded fondly to the touch. One hand cradled my cheek momentarily before we parted. Face flushed, he bashfully glanced down. I guess we could make this work. Maybe we aren't so different. Glad I could convince you. Usually it's me and I will say no to you. It'll be hard at first, but I know we'll see each other again soon.
I promise.
Promise. I'd like to spend as much time with you as I can. Ilmari gave me a gentle nudge to the forehead once I rested back on the pillow, our fingers intertwined. I closed my eyes, cherishing Ilmari's touch and warmth as I drifted into sleep. Oh, man! Now, I'll leave it here in your care for now. He smiled with resolve.
I promise.
You're borrowing, Aurelie. I promise to come back for it. Alright, I'll keep it safe until you return. Kira's gaze followed Ilmari before turning to me. You should wait outside with him. You sure? Yes, I'll be talking to my master for a bit anyway. I realized Kira was encouraging me to spend more time with Ilmari. I blushed but simply nodded happily. Thanks. I gave him a fond smile before leaving. Ilmari was patiently waiting next to one of the trees, his hands folded in front of his stomach. Giving Kira some space, or did he shoo you out? I chuckled. He says he'll be a while. He'll be a while? He also wanted to have a moment alone. Oh, so he noticed them. He trailed up bashfully, averting his eyes. We soaked in the scenery and in each other's company before it said to break the ice. So, what's the first thing you'll do when you return home? Me? I've been absent for a while. I wouldn't be surprised if another year invaded my territory. He pressed his pointed fingers together, looking crestfallen. And I have a nice rock collection going in one of the underwater caves. It smiled so wide it hurt. You collect rocks? The pretty ones.
Whoops, sorry about that.
Sorry. Fantasy stories always tell about dragons hoarding gold or priceless treasure. I'm not sure about gold, but I wouldn't mind collecting of glass-blown ornaments, or those items that created rainbows when the light hits.
Right.
Oh, those sun catchers? Those are pretty neat and are fairly common possessions among sun children. I'll be sure to buy some for you when you visit. I paused briefly. Is the punishment still severe? I wish I could go with you and explain everything. Kerr will stand up for me. It's possible it'll be reduced, especially if I act like a proper knowledge keeper. Until then, though, I'll likely be forbidden from interacting with Heavenkind again until Master Kaya thinks I'm ready. What about you? Still thinking about diplomat? I'll talk to my mom about it. It seems even harder than knighthood, especially since I'd have to study politics and the like. Less emphasis on sword skills and more focus on reading. He smirked teasingly. You'll need more than one book and a dictionary. I'll be able to read high-level books to you then. I'll do my best so I'll be able to assist you.
Thank you.
Thank you, that means a lot. A slight tremor caught me off guard and we quickly turned back to the cave. Unlike the lithe and serpent-like water dragon, the earth dragon was bulky with powerful limbs and folded wings and overlapping armor that ran down from its neck to the end of its tail. It had rock-like just protruding from its elbow and knees. I gaped and cautiously took a step forward. The ears and earth stones reminded me of Kerr, but I underestimated how fearsome he would appear in his true body. Kerr? He took a step, his large weight causing the ground to tremble. He paused, now moving more cautiously as not to alarm me. All ready to go? I mustered a small smile. Let's skip this cute things. Oh! Hey! No! Wait!
Been thinking about all the days you were right by my side.
Oh!
Thinking about how you never
Stop.
let me be.
Oh no! That was it! No! I guess it took long enough, so I'll be going, and in the next video I'll be going for Kerr because he's a sweetie that I want to hug, and I won't be skipping some scenes, so yay! I won't be skipping scenes like the fighting one and the tasks one, so don't worry about that if you still want to see that. And as always, I will see you guys later. Bye!